welcome into After the Whistle. We got Bradley Yunt.
What's up?
And Carson Ball to my left, and Jonathan Jones to my right. Glad that you all could make it. I'm sure you all were busy, but you're here now. So we're going to talk about wrestling this week. WrestleMania 34 is coming up. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about and further in the show. But first, tonight, what's tonight? It's the NCAA championship game.
Yes, it is.
Villanova, Michigan, 9 o'clock on TBS. Let's talk about the Final Four this weekend. Michigan beat Loyola Chicago 67-59. Villanova defeated Kansas 95-57. Bradley, let's start with the Final Four in general. Did you enjoy? Did you get to watch any games?
I watched a little bit of the Villanova and Kansas game. And if Villanova is under threes like it was against Kansas, I mean, how can you stop that?
They hit 13 threes in the first half.
Yeah,
that was
crazy.
Pretty impressive. I'd do that in video games, but
yeah, they do it in real life. Like we do it on rookie mode on 2K. They do it in real life.
But are you really surprised? Because Villanova is one of those teams that, that's what they do. They come in, they win those big games, and they always dominate when they do. So.
Yeah. Carson, did you get to watch any games this weekend?
No.
No, you didn't?
No, basketball's not my thing.
Well, that's unfortunate, but you missed some great games this weekend.
Okay.
Michigan beat Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago played pretty well.
First
but
half.
in the second half, Michigan really, flexed their muscles, took advantage.
Yeah.
And then Sister Jean, she dipped out like a minute or two before the game was over, which I thought was kind of hilarious. She didn't really she made a bracket and had them out like in either like a round of 32 or Sweet 16.
Yeah,
so
32.
she was like, I don't care. Maybe she had like $10,000.
They had an impressive run. I was pulling for them to win it, but unfortunately, I'm not saying unfortunately Michigan didn't deserve it, but they played hard and they're moving on to the championship. So
yeah, really quick, that makes the fourth time 11 seed has been in the Final Four and lost to LSU, George Mason, VCU, and now Loyola Chicago becomes the next victim. But Sister Jean, she stole the hearts of America, and we'll be forever grateful for her and for that team. I mean, they were fun to watch.
we should run a montage of her face through everything.
I mean, we should.
Like Snapchat did, they did it.
Yeah,
so
why don't we have her in the background right now?
Just have her in
That'd
the
be great.
background.
Sister Jean, wonderful woman. I don't know where the
Great
camera is,
woman.
but anyway, so predictions tonight, national championship, 9 o'clock. Like I said, 9 o'clock on TBS. Villanova, Michigan, who you got?
I got Villanova 90-76.
Wow.
Because Villanova is playing fantastic, and Michigan will be able to keep up defensively, but offensively, Villanova's got to beat.
Okay. Carson, I know you love Disney movies more than college basketball, but if you had to make a prediction, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Villanova because Bailey was talking about it earlier.
Okay. Well, Bailey, thank you for helping her talk about college basketball. Bradley, what's your prediction?
I'm going Villanova.
Villanova?
By 10. Not as much as Jonathan, but I'll say by 10.
Okay. I'm going to say Villanova doesn't have the same shooting night that they did the other night, but I think Villanova wins the national championship. Would be the second time in 3 years. Really quick, something that happened this morning, there was a lot of reports came out about the ETSU head football coach Randy Sanders. He's been put on administrative leave, reportedly struck a football player during a drill. We don't really have a lot of more information to talk about at this time. Jonathan, just give me some thoughts on that.
So this is an unfortunate situation because he was coming into a team that was really excited to have him. And a situation like this occurring it ruins the momentum the team had moving forward, knowing that they could potentially actually need a new coach come season start.
Yeah.
But hopefully everything corrects itself. We find out what really happened. Nothing too serious, hopefully, and we can get everything professionally underway. So.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought it was interesting that 3 months into the job, you're already placed on administrative leave. But we don't really know what happened right now. Carson, Bradley, what do you all think of the situation?
I think it's crazy, really, because Randy Sanders is such a big hire for the program going forward. And so, like you guys said, hopefully find out what really happened, and I'm sure we'll deal with it in the correct way.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's unfortunate because, as an athlete, you look up to your coaches as a mentor. And being a former athlete, I always looked up to my coaches. So, something happened like that to a teammate, I couldn't look up to them no more.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll figure out something and have more for you next week. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Also, to add to note, on the same day, maybe this is a coincidence, maybe it's not, Marcus Satterfield, the offensive coordinator, left and took a job to Baylor. So going into the spring game Thursday, no head coach, no offensive coordinator. So it's going to be really weird, but I don't know. We'll take a break and we'll be right back here on After the Whistle talking about favorite WrestleMania moments. Welcome back into After the Whistle. Here we're talking about wrestling this week. Let's start with our favorite WrestleMania pay-per-view and then our favorite WrestleMania moment. Jonathan, I'll start with you.
So I'd have to go with Daniel Bryan winning the championship about 3 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
He went through this whole yes movement throughout the entire year. Started at SummerSlam where he lost to Randy Orton after Randy Orton cashed in after Triple H turned on him. Was considered a B-plus player. I think the reason that was the biggest moment for me was the fact that every single time people can relate to him. Because people consider they're not the best at something, but he proved himself worthy after especially coming off as a heel for a lot of his career and then transitioning into probably one of the biggest faces of all time. So I think that moment in itself is probably one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time.
What's your favorite WrestleMania?
It'd have to be that one
That
because
one?
there was a lot of good stuff going on that year.
You know, I thought WWE did a really great job writing that story up. You know, it was kind of an underdog story, and then, of course, I think it was the one where he had to win 2 matches to win the championship. You know, defeated Batista in the main event. Michael Cole with a so-so call. I mean, I liked it, but...
So, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it was the fact that they had Orton and Batista working together to take out Bryan, but then Bryan came back from the back, came out, put him in the yes lock, and won it. Which for me, when all the confetti came down and everything was happening, the whole arena was chanting yes. That was probably one of my. It was just wild to watch. I would love to have been there.
Yeah.
All the hype going on, my adrenaline would have been pumping.
Crazy.
I thought a pretty cool moment in that particular moment was the Connor the Crusher. He got to
yeah.
interview him. That's
true.
one of the saddest videos I've ever watched, but that was really cool that he got to see that live before his untimely death. Carson, talk about your favorite WrestleMania and WrestleMania moment.
My favorite WrestleMania will have to be WrestleMania 19, where
Safeco Field in Seattle.
where the Rock came back and he faced Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You called him Cold Stone earlier today.
Yes, I did.
But that was the trilogy. That was the final in their trilogy
Yeah.
match. And I thought, you know, those 3 matches. I think the weakest one was the first one, but as far as the second and third one, I thought those 2 were really great. But you know, as far what was special about that match that you enjoyed?
Well, like the Rock came back from one, and they like kept calling him out on his like Hollywood and how they said that there's no limousines up in here for you and all that. I thought it was pretty cool. And he wasn't going to take it. He was going to prove that he still belonged there.
Yeah. Is WrestleMania 19 your favorite
Yes.
WrestleMania? Okay. Jonathan?
It's like a preview of like 28 and 29 when Cena and The Rock went at it. Back-to-back Manias. It was a good foreshadow to what was going to happen because now Cena's in that position. He's this big star going on, so now they're going to have to transition to maybe Cena go away for a while, then come back and get called out for a match. So
Yeah. Once in a lifetime, twice. I
that's
love
true.
that slogan.
Once in a lifetime. Twice.
Twice, maybe 3 times. We don't know.
Bradley?
Probably happen again.
You got a
Probably-
favorite WrestleMania moment, don't you?
Yeah, my favorite WrestleMania moment, it'd probably have to go to Hogan and The Rock,
Oh,
WrestleMania
yeah.
18. Just the build up of that, icon versus icon. I don't think it sucked about is that The Rock won. I mean, both of those guys really didn't need to win.
Yeah.
But it just felt right if Hogan would have won it, you know, because he came back and he was at the peak again. It was just great seeing everybody's reaction. Talking about what Jonathan was saying about Daniel Bryan and how he came back or how he won the title. I think even more so than just like a story that was written by WWE, it was more of like the fans just getting behind him and pushing him. It's like, this is what we want and we're going to get it. If not, you know, we're going to do whatever and be crazy. So I think that was one of my favorite
If only
WrestleManias.
creative would have listened to now about the whole Roman Reigns push going on right now. Like, we know he's going to win the title and all at Mania, but
Whoa,
like,
whoa, 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 whoa. That's
Oh,
for the
sorry.
last
Well,
segment.
we got to save that.
Whoa, whoa,
Okay,
We got to
whoa.
save
so-
that.
Pump the brakes, bro.
we know he isn't the most popular, but we got to see what he does there.
Yeah.
So,
You know, Bradley, is there another like icon versus icon match that you would have liked to have seen or would like to see in the future?
Yeah, CM Punk versus anybody at the main event of WrestleMania. I think he deserved the main event spot, and he never did get it. And a lot of people don't like CM Punk, and they think he's kind of a sissy and in better terms, a punk for just bailing out. But man, he was at the top of his game, and he didn't get the respect that he deserved.
Yeah.
see, if I could see one match, and this is because they're 2 complete opposites, CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because Stone Cold drinks a lot, but then CM Punk is like anti-drugs, alcohol, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Straight edge
He's
is
straight
the
edge.
term. I love
so
it.
like, seeing them 2 go at it, who would win? The guy with the
What if
straight
they,
edge
like-
or the guy who's potentially drunk during the match?
Yeah. If he like poured alcohol. alcohol in his mouth.
I
It's
thought
like,
would.
here you go.
Well, that's kind of what Chris Jericho did.
Yeah, yeah, I
When
was
Chris
thinking
Jericho
it was
went
years
at it, he laid CM Punk out, and then he took the beer and poured it on him.
That was great.
And then it led to the match at
And we
Mania.
rarely get stuff like that nowadays, especially with the PG era. So those moments are few and far between, but they're really good when they
Yeah.
do it.
That's true.
Personally, for me, I don't really care much about the icon versus icon. The only thing that I wish that would have been redone was the invasion angle. More guys from WCW in the WWF. Unfortunately, after WCW went under, a lot of guys kind of stepped away for a while. You know, if you would have had more of the bigger names from WCW versus WWF, you would have had a lot of really great matches.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, my favorite WrestleMania has got to be WrestleMania 17. I mean, I've watched that pay-per-view over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's just the electricity of the crowd. I think it was in Houston. I can't remember, but I think I've watched it like 6 times, so I should know where it's at. But personally, for me, that was my favorite WrestleMania, and my favorite WrestleMania moment. Edge and Jeff Hardy in the TLC, where he gets speared about 20 feet and hits the ground. I mean, that's got to be one of the most insane moments.
About the ladder match where he's hanging on.
Yeah.
And he gets speared. Yeah.
I mean, if you would have been there live and saw that, what would have been your reaction? Clean version.
I would have pulled a Jim Ross and like, oh my God, he's dead.
Well, I mean, he looked dead when he hit the floor or when he hit the ring. So
Like when Mick Foley got thrown off the cell and Jim Ross said that, I'd be like, that would have been the same moment I would have said that. I'd be like, oh my God.
yeah. Kind of quickly, what was your least favorite WrestleMania? If you could think of one.
All of them
whether
in a
it be-
way. There's always something stupid that they do every year.
Yeah. Is there a gimmick right now that they do? One thing that I don't like about the WrestleManias now is the fact that they don't have the numbers on them anymore. What happened to the numbers? Did it get too old, Vince?
They were going back to the well and they were drying the well, trying to like do the same matches over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
So last summer, like last WrestleMania, they literally had Roman Reigns in the main event against or taking on the Undertaker. That made no sense to me. Like that was just poor scripting.
Better get used to Roman Reigns, Jonathan.
I'll rest for now.
Do you think that, are you glad that The Undertaker and John Cena are not wrestling, or so they say?
Well, we'll find out tonight. When
Yeah,
that
well, it could
happens.
be fine. We could add a 14th match to the card. There's already 13 matches. I think The Undertaker versus John Cena is 10 years too late.
Yeah.
You know, if the match does in fact happen, you know, it'd be cool, but 10 years ago it would have been really great.
Been way better. Way back after Cena won his like 14th or 13th title, and been way better after he took on Rock the second time, and then the following year would have been a good Undertaker send-off.
Yeah.
Before Lesnar.
Is he coming back as the American Badass Undertaker? Do you think?
You know, if he does, why not? You know,
I could see it. That's how you bring back his strength. You can't bring him back as the dead man.
I don't like The Undertaker at all.
you don't.
No. He
Well,
annoys
there's the
me.
door over there. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
no, I'm just
I
kidding.
like the newer people. I think they're way like more energetic, and he's way too old. Like he's an old man. What if he breaks a bone up there?
At this point, it's just like, it's
Well-
a feel-good moment for him to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
'cause
this
that's
will
all
be
he's
his
looked
last
forward to.
match
But
if
he's
he
old.
does.
He's old, and like his moves are old, and everybody knows and how like can
You're
predict
old.
him. I'm not old. I'm the youngest here.
That's true.
If they do drag him back, I wonder how much money he makes for this match.
Yeah.
It has to be.
He's got to make
pretty-
more than Brock Lesnar makes a year.
That's true.
You think so?
I mean, the man deserves it. He's been wrestling since what, 1992? 1993?
Yeah.
Ever since he debuted at what
Before
Survivor
my
Series
time.
It's
as
been a
part of
while.
Yeah, he was almost the
the $1
gobble.
Million Man's team. No, that was awful.
He was almost that that bird, the gobbledygooker or whatever.
The guy
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as bring back the boogeyman.
Well, that would have
Like-
been really bad if that
The
would have been the
gobbledygooker
gimmick.
versus versus the boogeyman. And imagine that'd be wild.
That'd be a dream match, wouldn't it?
I would lose my stuff. I'd be like, I'm gonna be at that Mania so I can watch it.
I'll go with you.
But then I
I'll
was
go
like,
with
birds eat worms, so like, what are you gonna do? He's just gonna eat them. Yeah, counteracts itself.
Yeah. Man, we got off topic there.
Sorry.
I mean, we went
Okay.
from favorite and least favorite to worms getting eaten by birds.
That's wrestling in a nutshell, though.
That's correct. It's the wildest thing on television. We'll be right back here to go into the WrestleMania matches. This is After the Whistle. Welcome back into After the Whitsle. This is the second segment. We're going to go right into the matches. We're going to start with the tag team matches because nobody gives a damn about the Battle Royale or the Invitation or anything like that.
those are nothing.
How
Besides
about
the women's.
Yeah, I mean, what is it again? Is it like is it almost like a
It's called
Money
the
in the
Women's
Bank?
Battle
Yeah,
Royal.
it's
They
just the
changed
women's.
it.
Oh, okay.
Which the Battle Royals are just a gimmick to get everybody involved into WrestleMania to say they're
Kinda sad.
It is
I
kind
mean,
of sad.
Okay, so
But-
tag team matches.
Okay, tag team. Let's talk tag team. Tag team. So Cesaro and Sheamus, current champions,
The
taking
Bar.
on Braun Strowman versus to be decided. Whoa. We could find out tonight.
could find
Camera
out.
one, we could
Hey.
find out tonight for the Raw tag team titles. Jonathan, you're the expert in everything, so let's start with you. Just give me an overview of this match. I mean, Braun Strowman
Okay,
has been breaking
so-
shit for the last 2 months.
Okay, so Braun
Or three.
Strowman is one that should have already had a title on him a long time ago. I want to rage about that because Braun Strowman is a monster. Literally a monster. I know he didn't literally pull down that whole set and everything.
He didn't literally lift the truck over.
Or do any of that, or get crashed into another vehicle because that probably would have killed him. So I don't know. I've never had it done to me.
Stupid, yeah.
But the Bar is coming in on a hot streak because they've been knocking off every tag team in the division. And so I thought the Revival was going to be the one who stepped up and took them on at Mania. It didn't happen. I was surprised. So Braun Strowman won the Battle Royal by himself on Monday Night Raw about 3 weeks ago, and back-to-back wins against the Bar the last 2 weeks. So first knocked off Cesaro, then beat Sheamus the following week. So Kurt Angle told him that he would have to find a partner if he wants to be in this tag team match for the titles at Mania. And he kept pushing it off, and hopefully we find out tonight who his partner is. I have my idea of who it could be,
Who is it?
personally.
Who do you think?
I think Elias is going to be his partner. I think if they name their team the Symphony of Destruction,
Oh my
Where did
I
that come
think
from?
that would be a cool name.
Jonathan for WWE Creative. Sign him up.
So that match they had together was called the Symphony of Destruction. The match they had against each other, I think that'd be a cool name for a team. Like, he's the music guy, Braun Strowman's the Destruction, the Symphony of Destruction.
I don't think Braun
Boom.
needs a partner. Just let him be the tag team champions by himself. That's what I think.
He could.
They could.
But Kurt Angle won't allow
Why
it
not?
because
He can flip over a truck and he
because
can pull down
tag
a
team-
stage.
And the legal implication of the tag team match means two people. So
Well, he
Tag
probably
team.
counts as two if you like.
it's a
put 'em
handicap match.
together.
It's 2-on-1. It's a 2-on-1 handicap tag team match, but you can't defend the titles. You can carry both titles like this.
Yeah,
It's like,
might as well. Let him do
I've
it.
seen it before. I mean, I saw the man live in Knoxville when they were at the live show.
He is really
you know how he has the tattoo, Country Strong?
have you seen his Instagram?
Yes.
He like
it's
shoots
amazing.
machine guns like all the time. His whole body like shakes. I'm just
Oh
like,
my
Yeah.
god.
I mean,
So
his
muscular.
tattoo, like I don't even know where it's at. I think I'm pointing to the right direction, but yeah, he is Country Strong. Bradley, I mean, this man breaks a lot of stuff. Does he win the title by himself, or does he have some help?
I want him to win it by himself, but I think he has help. I think Jonathan is probably right with Elias.
Elias?
I think it might be his
because
partner.
last Monday, and not to interrupt, because Elias literally said, I will be at Mania, but he is not in the Battle Royal, and he doesn't have another match yet. So,
I'll tell you what's going to suck. If Elias comes out and sings a song, and then The Rock comes out and just kicks his ass, I'm going to be like, what is this? Why?
The Rock starts doing his old like
Dwayne?
Cleveland Rocks type thing, but starts talking about New Orleans. Like,
Listen, I find Elias very entertaining.
Oh, he's fun to watch.
Carson, what do you think about this match?
I don't like Braun Strowman at all.
You don't like him? Why
No,
not?
because
You don't like anybody.
I do like people, and
She likes one person.
I like many. Okay, but Braun Strowman, he's just very destructive, and he like annoys me with his tank tops. Like they're not covering anything, sir.
You don't like those
They don't
low-cut
need to.
tank tops that he
No,
wears?
because his nipples always show.
Makes him a monster.
Same thing happened in the Big Show.
I'm just
Look at a
saying, you don't
Minotaur.
want to look at that all the time. I want to like look at the like good-looking ones.
Hey, somebody's going to get those hands though. Someone
Yeah.
get
Might
those,
be you,
not to,
And
not,
like-
to, not to catchphrase drop, but still.
To be honest, he would be like a nightmare to me if I came up to him and be like,
No,
"Oh
he's
no,
huge.
walking out of here."
Well, but the whole like.
Maybe you
relation-
should meet the guy.
No, I bet
Yeah,
he's a big old teddy bear.
Oh, he probably, yeah. I mean, I've seen the guy in person. He's
probably
huge.
cool.
You
He's
sit him with
probably
Alexa Bliss. He's a
Yeah.
big old teddy bear.
Yeah.
He likes her.
Okay, how about this
He
on?
likes her.
He likes
How about
her.
this on
He's
for
some
size?
digits.
Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley.
See, that is another rumor that's been proposed, but they haven't most of the rumors that get released within a couple weeks of them getting released usually involves so-and-so has been signed and you hear about it somewhere, but there has been no official signing by Bobby Lashley yet. So
Until
if it was
Sunday.
So if it was going to happen, it would happen between now and Sunday, and they announce his partner live at Mania, which would probably be almost as big of a tag team match as the Hardys coming back last year.
See, I think that's what they want to do. So, quick predictions. Bradley?
I think Braun wins it. He just wins it by himself.
Carson?
Ron, yeah, I think he will win it. Because, he's
teddy
won.
bear?
Yeah, the teddy bear. The gigantic teddy bear.
Yeah, okay.
Symphony of Destruction, 100%. And I say that one of the members of the bar in the next couple of weeks turns on each other.
But we agreed that the bar is losing the titles, right?
No, yeah,
Okay.
regardless. Yeah, if they keep them, that must mean some big tag team is going to come in and take it from them. So,
Teddy bear. I got teddy bear.
Oh.
Okay, moving on to the second of the 2 tag team matches. We got the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. Great job in the Hell in a Cell last year. The New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan. I have no idea who the Bludgeon Brothers are, but I do know that who the Usos are. They're the current tag team champions. And then the New Day, which loves to dress up in unicorns.
and eat pancakes.
Yeah, and likes bootios.
Yeah, so the Bludgeon Brothers are actually the former members of the Wyatt family.
Ew.
Harper and Rowan. So the two of them formed a tag team behind the scenes and decided, hey, we're going to we'll put them together as a very destructive team that carries giant mallets around. So that's what they did. And they have been destroying everybody. I was hoping Fandango would be the team that come in and win it all because I love them.
I do too.
Well, that Fandango or
Breezango.
Breezango, because Tyler Breeze is involved in that.
Yeah.
But I was hoping the two of them would come in and become tag team champions, but they decided not to do that. But then there's been this whole feud between the New Day and Usos for a while, and now you throw in this destructive team. I predict that if the Bludgeon Brothers do not walk out as tag team champions, their run as a team's over.
Interesting. Bradley?
Really? I think that they win it. I think they come in and they take it because
they
destroyed the New Day. Was the last pay-per-view or the one before that where they came out
destroyed both
and just
Usos
destroyed
and
it? Yeah.
the New Day.
I think they should get it because they're a good tag team, and,
for sure.
whenever they get close to winning a championship or getting relevant, that there's an injury or something sets them back. So I think it's their time to actually, especially since they've broken away from Bray Wyatt. I
So
think
you got the Bludgeon Brothers?
yeah, that's what I got.
Me too.
And then you got Bludgeon Brothers. Carson, who do you have?
I had the New Day.
New Day?
Yes, I really like them. If I had money, I would bet on them, but I don't.
Well, we are going to Vegas, so
Yeah.
technically they probably have a line for that.
Yeah,
Don't know how much it
they
would
probably
be.
do. But
I'm going to bet on another match.
the New Day, they just make me laugh, and I just like them. Like Big E, he's probably one of my
Big E.
favorites. Yeah, he's massively strong, and he
Yeah.
loves pancakes. They're
That's why it's
always
called
be
Big.
eating. They're always taking Instagram photos at Waffle House eating pancakes nonstop.
Would you guys eat a pancake that they throw into the
I
crowd?
Yes,
would.
I would even if
Actually,
it hit
I'd
the floor.
like keep it and sell it. Just be like,
Oh,
I got,
You make like $2.
I got this from the New Day. I want to. That's more
Like
than
it
enough
has
for one
mold on
pancake.
it. It's still good.
This show is sponsored by Waffle House, by the way. We just signed a 3-year deal. My prediction, I think the Usos retain. I don't know why, I just think they retain.
So, do you think then the Bludgeon Brothers take Usos one-on-one and win the titles?
I think so. I think it'd be at the next
It could
pay-per-view.
potentially happen. Usos haven't had a WrestleMania moment yet, and this could be the WrestleMania moment.
I think they deserve one.
Yeah.
They've been in wrestling for a
Oh,
while. Moving on to the final match of this first segment, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, vacant cruiserweight title. Love me some cruiserweights. Jonathan, real quick, who you got in this
So
match?
I've got Cedric, and that's because Cedric was supposed to initially win the titles. Was supposed to win the title against, the realest guy in the room, but he got booted, so he's not going to be winning the title. But Cedric Alexander will go on to beat Mustafa Ali, but then I see Mustafa Ali potentially turning heel and beating Cedric later.
Bradley?
No. As long as they're not on the pre-show, that's my biggest thing. I don't want them to be on the
gonna be-
pre-show. They
it's
should
the
be on the main
cruiserweight.
show. They should be on the main show. But I think Cedric wins.
I feel like this entire segment could be on the pre-show, to be honest with you. I know the tag team matches won't, but it potentially could be. Carson, who do you have?
Cedric.
Cedric?
Lumbar check, can't beat it.
You know what?
It's the best. It's
I
the
got
best finisher.
Mustafa. I love me some Mustafa.
I don't know
He's
who
great.
that
Great
is.
name.
He's great.
Yeah.
So
50 splash.
we'll come back and talk about more matches right here on After the Whistle. Welcome back into After the Whistle. Trey Adams, Bradley Yunt, Carson Ball, Jonathan Jones. You know what? I sometimes have trouble with your name. I apologize.
It's okay, man. Just say,
But-
as long as you call me Brad, I don't care what.
Can I call you Randy Savage because
Yeah,
you're
go
wearing
ahead.
his hair? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Randy Savage over here to my left.
Randy Savage.
Bratty sandwich.
Yeah. And that does it for the show here. We'll see you next week. We're going to go into some of the women's matches here. Both women's titles are on the line. We're going to start with Charlotte Flair versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's
Oh,
title.
God.
Really excited for this match.
Yeah. So this is going to be probably the female match of the night. I
agree.
personally believe, just because I'm excited for the Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss one, but I think this one will steal it because this match can go one of two ways. The first will be Asuka beating Charlotte. We know that's going to happen. She's not going to lose her title, or she's going to lose her title, but Asuka's not going to lose her streak. It just won't happen that quickly. Or Carmella cashes in. So another WrestleMania moment was
You know, I forgot
Carmella
about that.
cashing in,
Yeah.
not pinning Asuka, but pinning Charlotte. Because there's been a lot of bitterness between Charlotte and Carmella here recently, especially at live shows. So if Carmella was to cash in, she would pin Charlotte. She would not pin Asuka. But that would end Asuka's winning streak, though.
Technically, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Asuka retains, but I do agree with Jonathan. I think it'll be the female match tonight. Probably the second best match on the entire card, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I think Asuka ends up winning and continues the streak.
Yeah. Do you all think that title matches like these with Charlotte Flair and Asuka, do they deserve 20 to 30 minute long matches?
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, especially with two big names like that in the industry right now. Charlotte being the queen, and then you have the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, who is going to be this will probably be her toughest challenge to this day. Out of anybody she could have to face in the ring, Charlotte's going to be the one that could potentially end that streak.
Yeah.
So I could see it producing big numbers.
Yeah, me too, and especially with like the women's revolution here over the past couple of years, like the women's Royal Rumble, but main
Women's
evented.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
women's
the main evented the show,
TLC,
and so the women are finally getting the respect they deserve, and I think they can, when they given time, they can get out there and go.
Go females.
Yeah,
Women power.
Women power.
That's right.
respect them.
Personally, yeah, that's right. Respect women, always.
Yes.
I've got Charlotte Flair shocking the world in defeating Asuka. She's a Flair. WrestleMania, got her.
And then Carmella cashing in?
Yes. And
Could
Carmella
happen.
losing. Because
Yeah.
Charlotte is
No,
a Flair.
they're not going to let both of the Money in the Banks go through without someone winning.
Well, they might. You never
You
know.
never
Carmella's been
know.
on a winning streak. She hasn't lost a match in a bit. She's been winning quite a bit of matches here recently. Her most recent against Becky Lynch.
Oh, poor
So it
Becky.
could happen.
Let's go to the second of two women's matches here. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for all women's title. Does Nia Jax finally get a title belt?
Yeah,
Yes.
this has been built up as her moment as the kid who's been picked on all her life, someone who's been made fun of because of her size, because of how she looks. She doesn't fit the traditional mold of like what a female competitor looks like or what your typical woman looks like. It's a whole BS situation that's going on because she should have probably been the one who would have defeated Asuka. But I think she takes this title and then she holds it for a while. I think Alexa Bliss's streak comes to an end.
Yeah, for sure. Golly, she gets on my nerves.
I love Alexa Bliss.
She's
though.
always on the dang screen. Like
Because she's
always-
good.
I
Yeah,
know
you
she's
gotta
She's a
respect
good.
champion.
But it's time for somebody else to come in, okay? All you ever see is Alexa Bliss in either SmackDown or Raw. She's always on the screen. There's no one ever that has a belt, I swear.
Champion.
I know, but
Champions get
my,
airtime.
my fake
Non-champions
money
don't
is
get
on
airtime.
Nia Jax.
Your fake
because-
money. How
Yeah.
much?
Unless you're
How
some
much would you
reason
put
tied
down
down
on
on
it?
her.
Probably my 2 cents that goes with it.
Your 2 cents. Hey, listen, your 2 cents.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Nia Jax, she's like an inspiration to like girls who don't like normally fit in to like what standards of beauty are. So she like kind of curbs the ball for that.
Bradley?
I say Nia Jax.
Nia Jax?
I think she squashes Alexa. I think they let her squash her under a
One
minute.
Simone drop her with the leg
Yeah,
drop,
just-
boom, it's over.
Yeah, boom.
Dang, she could be like,
Get it.
You're not
Get it,
gonna
girl.
Alexa, are you?
I'm spoiling the fun in here. Alexa for the title.
No.
Camera 2, Alexa for the title. All right, moving on to a match that it could be really good, the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, Rusev, Fatal 4-Way for the United States title. Give us a little bit of backstory, Jonathan.
Okay, so a while back, there was this tournament after Dolph Ziggler He relinquished the title because he had contract issues with WWE. So he left for a bit. So they decided a new tournament. Throughout the tournament, it ended up coming down to Jinder Mahal and Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode beat him on an episode of SmackDown. Well, then Bobby Roode went on to defend that title against Randy Orton. Randy Orton beat him. Now, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal were initially in this triple threat by themselves until Rusev was in a tag team match with Jinder Mahal against Rusev or against Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. Well, Rusev ended up pinning Orton and ended up being added to the match because of that.
Interesting. Do you think Jinder Mahal deserves another title?
I think he's got a lot of momentum behind him, but I think at this point he's just going to be that heel that like just beats the crap out of everyone because he clearly has a following of some kind. But I do not see him coming up with a title this time.
Is he a less annoying Roman Reigns? Or more annoying? I'd say less annoying.
I would say about the same.
Not the same. Okay. Bradley, what do you think, man?
I think Rusev takes it. That's who I want to
Oh,
win.
that's who I have winning it.
Because it's Rusev Day, right?
Rusev
Every day.
Rusev Day.
Yeah, so that's who I'm hoping wins. But I think it'll be a good match. I think
Yeah,
it'll
for
definitely
sure.
be a great match.
A good match.
Carson?
I do not like Jinder Mahal at all. I think he's annoying and he talks way too much game that he has. Okay, he has like little buffers for him that like always cheat. I'm like, God, that's so annoying. Just play fair.
Mahal.
He's the Maharaja.
I
He's
know,
a modern day
but
Mahal.
Yeah.
Raja.
I know, but like his little weasels,
that's true.
like they're going out and like, hey, we don't like Jinder Mahal, and then they'll be like Jinder Mahal all the way. I'm like, think of your mind, please.
I'm going to change my Instagram name to Modern Day Maharaja.
You should, Trey.
But who
It
you
probably wouldn't pick me up any more followers.
Who you going
but
with this match?
Me going with Randy Orton. I think he retains the title. If it was somebody that if I thought it would happen, I would go with Bobby Roode. But I really want to see Bobby Roode win a title.
See, well, he won initially, but then I think if Bobby Roode was to win this match, he would have to turn heel to win it. So maybe he'd give a low blow to Randy Orton, hit Randy Orton with the glorious DDT and win it.
Yeah. His entrance is going to be great, though. It'll probably be one of the better
You know what
ones
it's gonna be?
of the whole night. What?
Glorious.
It is.
Oh my God.
Does he come from the rafters? Does he come from the sky?
Pulls a heart. Oh,
I can't remember if it's going to be inside or outside. It's normally.
It's true.
I don't
Yeah, I think it's inside. Moving on to the final match, one that could be probably one of the best on the card. The Miz, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Are you okay?
Finn Balor's my boy.
Loves her some Finn Balor.
I love him.
I mean,
so.
The Miz on a roll right now. I mean, he's one of the hottest things in WWE.
yeah, especially with his promos and stuff. His promos are phenomenal. He's not AJ Styles, but like he's got some really good promos.
He's better than AJ on the mic.
No, I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
in terms of wrestling, he's not.
Yeah.
But his promos are real. Like he talks real stuff. Like he takes some real shit, and I appreciate that about him.
Me too.
But
I appreciate real shit.
y'all may have him. I have my boy Seth Rollins winning this match personally because he is going to burn it down and
Oh, my
walk out of Mania with the
No.
title.
You're
Curb
wrong.
stomp
Wrong.
for the title.
Wrong.
If he doesn't win the title, Miz is going to win. He's going to keep the title and become the longest reigning IC champion of all time. So.
Interesting, Carson. You probably have Finn Balor, if I were to guess.
Yes,
Balor's-
I have Finn Balor. Finn Balor's gonna win because that sucks.
Balor's like the weak link in the
No,
whole thing.
he's not.
Yeah, he really is
Okay.
the weak link. It's going to be the
He's
Miz or Rollins.
like, so he's sneaky and surprising. Like in the Royal Rumble, he stayed in probably the longest. If you do not recall, the longest. He was like one of the beginnings.
But did he win?
No, but still,
Exactly.
still, he
All
was
that matters
there.
if he won.
Oh my gosh, no. He was probably tired, dehydrated, all of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's all.
Yes, it has an effect on your performance.
We'll be in Vegas. Want to gamble?
No, I'm not gonna gamble. I'm not gonna like lose my money because you never know what's gonna happen.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. You can not predict the future like that, my sir.
Bradley, quickly interject into this conversation.
All right, man. The Miz, I hope the Miz retains it, and then Daniel Bryan and him have a feud because they have unfinished business since that promo that the Miz
So
cut.
Miz goes to SmackDown?
Yeah,
and
well, it don't matter who goes
Okay.
where, as long as they have a program together. That's what I want. So the Miz retains. and
You're
they-
talking about the yes kick slash the Miz.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Miz kicks or the?
Yeah.
Awesome
kicks.
kicks or whatever.
The awesome kicks. Personally, I am going to go with, wow, this is a tough choice. I'm going to go with The Miz to retain
Yep.
his title. Should be good. We're going to get to the main events right here on After the Whistle. We'll be right back. Welcome back into After the Whistle. It's time for the main events. Tried to do a Michael Buffer
I
there,
thought you
but
just
it
flipped
didn't.
off the camera person.
No, I did that.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like,
I would never flip off a
He's
camera.
like, forget you, Brandon.
No, I'm just kidding. Now let's get it right into the main events, starting with Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We talked about it earlier. Daniel Bryan is back, baby.
Yeah, he is.
Quick question. Did you like what WWE did with bringing him back and announcing it, or would you have rather it's been a surprise? Like, would you all rather have wanted to find out with him, attacking Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, picking up a microphone and saying, I'm back, like that? Or would you rather him,
I think.
or did you like the way WWE did
So
it?
I don't want to take light away from anybody with this, but I personally believe that he came back in the way he left. So he was very emotional and everything whenever he announced his retirement. He did the same exact thing when he announced that he was able to compete again. I think that was the biggest draw for him because announcing ahead of time probably drew them a shit ton of viewers.
Yeah.
They knew they heard the announcement. It was dropped from various news sources, like TMZ, I think was the first to break it, that he was allowed to compete again.
Yeah, smart business because the network, subscriptions went up.
Exactly. So
instantly.
they announced it ahead of time. And I think the reason they did this was because you build up all those people watching all those old videos of him, watching that WrestleMania main event over and over and over again, preparing for WrestleMania this year. So that when his match comes on, you're going to have so many people probably watching his match more than any other.
I mean, I like what WWE did, but I kind of miss the days of the element of surprise. If you have that in your back pocket, that can really, get the energy of the crowd going. That's the only thing. I kind of wish that they would have done that, but they did make a smart business move, and in the day of social media and everything, and where you can pretty much figure out what's going to happen before the show happens.
Yeah.
I think it was a smart move to go ahead and announce it ahead of time.
Better question is, do you think he's ready?
Yeah, he has to be. I don't think they'd
Yeah, I personally think he's ready.
He's ready. I think he's been ready. He's either going to wrestle for them or he was going
Just
somewhere
leave.
else.
Close the door.
Yeah.
Oh man! So Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Does Shane McMahon do anything really crazy?
He jumps off something. We know he's going to jump off
Well, we
something.
know he's going to do the coast to coast.
So he's going to do something. But I think this match itself is going to be the top non-title match of the night.
Top non-title match of the night. Okay.
I don't know if it'll be the top non-title match, but I think it's going to be great. Daniel Bryan he'll be on point because he's been waiting for this, and just the crowd energy will be amazing throughout the match. But Shane McMahon, I don't like the way he wrestles. I think it's just.
He's really not a
Trash.
traditional
No.
wrestler.
He's
I
really
mean,
not, and like the punches that he does when he gets them in the corner, I just don't like it. I think it looks dumb, but he does do some crazy stuff.
He can
Like
hit
he
a
jumps
stunner,
on. Yeah, he does.
When he gets hit by a stunner, he can fly across the ring.
I mean,
You
he
know who
does
eats a
risk his life.
stunner? The Rock. The Rock eats a stunner.
Vince McMahon does too. He just drops like a rock.
Don't. I'm on the ALP. Don't hurt me. Oh God. Personally, I think Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon coming. If Shane McMahon was about 15 years younger, this match would be incredible.
Yeah.
With him being a little bit older and not able to move as quick around the ring as he used to, I think that decreases the quality of a match a little bit. And I don't really know how Daniel Bryan is going to be in the ring. He's not been wrestling for the last couple of years, so I'm sure he's been training. I'm sure he's been trying to get ready. But I got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And here's the reason: the stipulation for the match says they lose, they're done.
Yeah.
Unless they
oh,
plan-
they're not going.
No, they're not
not
going to
done.
fire
If they
them.
decide to go through with it, but they're not going to allow.
They've been threatening this all year. Sammy Owens and whatever. I don't get their names right.
Sami Zayn, Kevin
Sami
Owens.
Zayn.
I'm helping you.
Okay, but they've said this multiple times. If they lose, they're done, and they never lose. And it's just getting old. If you're gonna fire them, then fire them. To be
Okay.
honest.
I think it is a point to bring up though that Shane McMahon was actually in the hospital last week. Don't know why, but I did see the news
Yeah.
break that he was in the hospital. So
He was in a medical care facility or
yeah.
whatever they like to
We'll
call
see
it
how
now.
that affects the match, if any.
The age gets to him.
So, local UFC star Ronda Rousey is now reportedly in the WWE, as they say. Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Team Rousey versus Triple H, Stephanie McMahon. You're really not a big fan of this match, are you?
No, I'm not, because here's the thing. We were talking about how The Undertaker is old. Kurt Angle is old.
Okay, but
He is
Kurt
old.
Angle looks way much
Do
better
you see
than
him
The
trying to
Undertaker.
hit like a German suplex or an angle slam of some kind? He's gonna
Yeah.
pull his back halfway through it.
Fun fact, Kurt Angle looks like my ex-stepdad, so there you go. Fun fact of the day.
Can he hit you
Look
with
it
an
up,
angle, can he hit you
Facebook
with an
it.
angle slam?
No, he couldn't.
I'm going to write
He's
that
trash.
down. Kurt Angle looks
Kurt
like...
Angle looks like Brad's ex-stepdad.
Kurt Angle
He
looks
does. Look
Okay,
it up.
like...
Brandon,
but-
pull up the graphic.
But here's the thing to keep in mind: they're not
Bradley's
going to let Ronda Rousey lose her first match.
ex-
No, they're not.
So Ronda Rousey and Angle will win the
Step
match, but the repercussions that come
dad.
out of it is
Oh,
what's going to blow my mind. So I don't know whether they're going to have Ronda Rousey compete for a title, put her in a feud with someone one-on-one. She's not ready for a title match. She can barely even throw somebody. She almost like destroyed Absolution the other day.
Yeah.
Just like trying to suplex one.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't go well.
she's getting back at Stephanie McMahon for like embarrassing her, and like that slap when The Rock brought her out. I don't know which WrestleMania that was. Can't remember.
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like brought her out and then like did the same dang thing.
Well,
So it's revenge.
since it's the same thing, give me your prediction.
I think that Ronda Rousey's gonna win because A, they did just sign her and they're not gonna make her lose. And B, everybody wants her to win
That's true.
because she's like very popular. And Stephanie McMahon is not.
Bradley?
I think Ronda Rousey, I think they win it. Her and Angle, I think they bring it home. I think Rousey's actually going to get a chance to display what she's actually learned in the ring. I know a lot of people just giving her, she's just MMA, but I think she's learned some wrestling. I think she'll be able to wow some people.
Jonathan?
I say Angle pins Triple H. Payback for what was it, Survivor Series?
Yeah.
When he attacked Angle and then put Shane on him to eliminate him. I think that's how this match goes.
Okay. I've got Team Rousey.
Yeah.
Getting to the last two title matches, of course, these are the main event matches, one that I have been excited about for a long time since these two guys got here. AJ, Shinsuke for the WWE title. Real quick.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here in the WWE. It could happen again because they're probably going to happen again if the draft doesn't take AJ to Raw.
Yeah.
That's what we're predicting is going to happen, so we don't have to see this rematch because we don't want to see AJ lose twice.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I just predicted what's going to happen. Shinsuke wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to do something to pair Shinsuke with somebody because Shinsuke is not good on the mic right now.
Bradley?
I'm saying Shinsuke wins it. I think he brings it home.
Carson?
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke? I got AJ Styles winning. This is one of those matches that deserves like at least 50 to 60 minutes.
Yeah,
Your
I
picks
agree. It
tonight are
deserves
almost
an
as bad
hour.
as your bracket.
Hey,
Oh,
that's true. Anyway, moving on to the final match that we're going to talk about here really quickly. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Nobody really gives a crap about this match, do they?
I just want to see Lesnar lose. I honestly don't care how it happens. But I want to see. So here's what I want to happen. And if it could happen this way, I would kiss my TV screen. That may sound weird. I want to see Reigns beat Lesnar, and out comes Bobby Lashley
Yeah.
to challenge to take out Lesnar. I see Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley sometime down the road. I don't see Lesnar leaving yet.
We could bet every bit of money we have saved up that Reigns is winning this.
No.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. Reigns is winning because Lesnar's on his way out, and plus he's never there on Monday nights, which I think is bullshit anyway. I think the WWE champion should be there every Monday night because he's the workhorse of the company, and I think Reigns is bringing it home.
We're getting into the hot take segment a segment early there, Bradley.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jumping the gun.
I like that hot take though. Carson, Brock, Roman, are
I
you
know
ready to
it-
see Brock leave?
Yes, like he is so annoying. Okay, I'm sorry.
We never see him.
Everybody's
I
annoying to
know,
you.
because he
Everybody.
doesn't show up. You're supposed to show up to work, y'all.
Yeah.
That's how you get paid. But Roman's
go, Lesnar.
He's already got paid.
Unless you're Brock
yeah, he's
Lesnar.
already paid. He gets paid just to lounge around. Okay, that's not fair. I gotta get up and go to work. So do you.
Well, you
dude.
know that guy probably constantly works out. Do you see how ripped he is always?
Yeah.
But then he does have a little bit
Yeah,
of
he's a
little-
bear. He's a literal bear.
He's like a half the size of Braun Strowman, but is
Sword
like
on the chest.
very powerful.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like his tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos throws me off. I'm trying to like sit there and figure out what the heck it is.
Personally, I got Roman Reigns winning. I think Brock Lesnar, like Brad said, is on his way out, or Jonathan, or whoever said it. I don't know, but yeah, I think that I think he's on his way out, and I think Roman's going to win the title.
And I say Reigns only holds the title until SummerSlam, until
I hope
Balor
he keeps
beats
it
him.
forever. We're ready for it. We've been prepped for it our whole life. It's Reigns time now.
It's terrible. When we come back, I'll have a hot take for you right after this on After the Whistle. Trey's hot take presented by Waffle House. Waffle House, really good food. They're not really our sponsors. Okay, hot take for WWE. Got a couple of them. Really one that I wanted to address. WWE, over the last like 10, 15 years, they've had more pay-per-views than I've had dates. I'm sick of seeing 14 pay-per-views a year. Let's shrink them down. I'm a person that it's less is more. Less is more. And if you're going to do pay-per-views, you should do 6 of them. The Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Royal Rumble should be good. Always keep that one. WrestleMania, got to keep that
Elimination
one.
Chamber.
No.
Elimination
The
Chamber's
big,
the big one.
four.
Elimination Chamber's
The
the big
big
one.
four, not the little four, not the stupid four. The big four. Yeah, listen. Yeah, and then SummerSlam.
It's about the point of
number
opportunities.
3. And then Survivor Series, number 4, right there. And then two that they should bring back. One of them that they bought, and then another one that they used to do, but they don't do anymore. King of the Ring should be the 5th one. And King of the Ring should.
Go ahead. Listen to your hot take.
Listen, you gotta love King of the Ring, man. It's one of the best pay-per-views.
It's
ever.
great.
Yeah.
It's great because it gives the mid card a chance, to
Yeah,
get
it's
another
a tournament,
echelon.
and then whoever wins, I don't really like the Money in the Bank that much. That's another hot take of mine. So the winner of the King of the Ring should get a chance to win or to face off for the WWE Championship at a pay-per-view of their choosing. And then for the December pay-per-view, Starrcade. Whoa, WCW's back, baby. Yeah, exactly. Starrcade should be the 6th and final pay-per-view of the year, as I adjust my glasses. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that one, but I think...
Starrcade would be amazing. And they could do that Triple Tower of Doom match
why
or whatever
would
they
you
call
not
it.
have Elimination Chamber? Because Elimination Chamber is one of the coolest matches ever.
It's a gimmick pay-per-view.
They've done
We're
that.
not-
King of the Ring is literally a gimmick pay-per-view.
They got rid of the steel around the
Because they
ring.
literally have 5 guys, or 12 guys going at it for someone to get a crown and a scepter? Really? That's what you're fighting for? Really?
The crown and the scepter is cool,
The
man.
only person that should have a crown is the guy who literally has the name King in his title, Jerry the King Mother Lawyer.
Can I get a rip in the chat for Grant on audio, please?
Yeah, poor Grant. I'm sorry. I'm
Jerry's
so sorry
the
to scream. No.
But I do agree with Starrcade though, because that was probably the most popular WCW pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah.
I think bringing that back because they bought them out, they should incorporate more WCW stuff.
It was like their WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Literally,
I mean,
yeah,
personally,
exactly.
the reason why I say that they shouldn't have like gimmick pay-per-views anymore, like TLC or Extreme Rules, those matches are so like overdone now. Let's not have as many of those matches.
So you want to go back to like the 2005 era where it was like the bra and panties matches?
I mean, I would be opposed to that, but
I can't believe those were ever a thing. Like,
Dude, no.
that's the genius that is Vince McMahon. Ah.
what about Hell in a Cell?
That match should not be done that much because it's been done every year. Let's do it. Let's make some of those matches that are extremely violent. Let's make them for the most.
So you're saying we should do matches like Mania, SummerSlam.
I mean, like I'm saying, we
Rumble.
should do pay-per-views, like those 6 pay-per-views, but have like matches like Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
and TLC for only the most desperate moments. If a feud went on for 8 months at a time and they need a match to settle things, Hell in a
I
Cell,
agree.
Elimination
But
Chamber.
it makes it mean
pay-per-views,
more.
But so they recently got rid of the whole like separate
Punjabi
pay-per-
prison.
Okay,
God,
that was
trash.
that was trash.
You can't even see it.
Collie shows up one night and then disappears.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
terrible.
Why
It's the
did he
great
show
Colleen,
up?
man.
They
That's
never
what-
explained it.
that's what people
There was
want.
a hole literally in the plot of that whole thing. Literally. There's so much I get angry about. We just don't have enough time. So I'm going to create a podcast where I can just go off about stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my God.
But I think the one we have to keep is we have to keep at least one of those weapon type shows. Whether it's Elimination Chamber, whether we're working with TLC, one of those matches have to stay.
Well, that's your hot take, and it's worth 50 cents. Ooh, I'm just
6
kidding.
pay-per-views a year?
Yeah,
No.
man. Less is more.
Yeah, less
is
is
more.
more.
It's more time to build up matches.
Builds the story. That's all what it's all about.
I'm just kidding with you. I love you.
I love pay-per-views way more than regular shows.
Build the story.
All right, this has been After the Whistle. This has been a production of the Department of Mass Communications, Media Communication, whatever it's called, you know. We'll be back next week. No, we won't. We'll be in Vegas. We'll be back the week after.
All right, I'm done.
I am too.